And now I'm talking to Louise McLoughlin from the Broadcasting Authority of Ireland. Louise, how's it going? Louise, are you enjoying today?
I am, yeah. It's great to see so many people come out from the community radio sector in Ireland.
Is this your first CRAOL festival you're at?
It's the first one I've ever been to, yeah.
And are you working with the BAI long?
I've been working with the BAI since 2006, mainly in sound and vision for the first number of years. So I've just moved into a new area in the BAI for sectoral learning and development. So part of my role is to issue some funds in support of the sector in terms of networking and learning and development to help grow radio and television and professionals in Ireland.
And do you fund the community stations directly, or are you just doing the sound and vision?
Well, aside from sound and vision, through sectoral learning and development, we help fund networks. So networks like CRAOL, Learning Waves, the Irish Hospital Radio Network and others, to support activities where they identify what the learning and training and skills needs are in the sector, and they're closest to it, so they can identify them much more readily than the BAI can. And they would submit proposals for a programme of activities for a year. And we provide funds to support them in doing that and delivering that. So this Féile is actually one of those events that we've helped fund through CRAOL.
And do you know much about new groups who are trying to get a licence for new community radio stations?
Well, that's not the area of the BAI that I work in. That would be the licensing contract awards sector. So I don't have a huge amount of information on that, unfortunately.
Yeah, I just think it's great, like seeing new groups come on. I know there's a new group in Galway City now, Radio Nadrov. They're broadcasting on the internet at the moment, I think, but they hope to get a licence. It'd be great to see them, wouldn't it? Yeah,
it's great to see more community groups come together, and particularly through the temporary licensing process, where you can have a licence for 30 days and then a 100-day licence as well, which helps those aspirant groups come together and really begin to see how a community station can be formed. So those are good opportunities to then hopefully come on and be a more permanent and have a licence to broadcast for a longer period of time. Those temporary licences help establish that. So it's good to see more communities being given a voice.
Cheers, thanks very much.
Thank you. Cheers.
And now I'm talking to Martina O'Brien from CRAOL. Martina, how's it going? Martina?
Great, yeah, I'm delighted to be here. Well done, everybody, so far. It's been a great day. Really enjoying it, and the atmosphere is great.
And are you working with CRAOL long?
So I started the role of project coordinator with CRAOL in February. So currently, or previous to that, Diarmaid McIntyre and his associates in Grey Herring Media would have taken over that. So my job is pretty much to help and support the stations out there. So it's anything from funding applications to technical problems. You know, I'm the go-to lady, and then if I can't answer the questions, then I go to find somebody else who can.
And could you tell us what's like the raison d'etre of this festival every year?
So we've been doing these festivals since 2000. I think Near last held it in 2004. It's just basically a great way for all the stations to come together, learn, share experiences, and I suppose network with each other, so that if they are interested in something that another station can do, they might emulate that, or do their own version of it. And it's just a really good way of, I suppose, finding out what stations are doing, how they're doing it, and how they're improving, and maybe applying for funding, and that it also can be done in other counties. So I suppose what's really important about today is that we're open and inclusive, and that message seems to be getting across to people, but there's always somebody out there who is really interested in getting involved in a community radio station. So they can either contact myself. My email address is projectcoord@craol.ie. We're currently revamping our CRAOL website, so in the next couple of weeks we have a lot of various different events where we're rebranding, and you should see loads of information out there about CRAOL, the services we offer, and the stations that are our members, and they're the real strength of the organisation. Without our members we wouldn't exist, and if you want to get involved, go into your local station. So if it is Near FM, they're definitely open and willing to take in anybody, so just call in and don't be afraid.
So there's a lot of work involved in the CRAOL side, isn't there?
Yeah, I mean, I'm here. I used to run a radio station myself. I managed a student radio station in Limerick, Wired FM, and that's still going. But some of the stations have changed since I was last involved. So in the last couple of months, I've been trying to get, I suppose, up to date with what's the problems stations are facing and how I can support them. There's 22 fully licensed stations, and then there's about another 20 aspirant stations. So trying to get on top of all of them, who's involved, getting to know them, and I suppose building up a relationship and a trust that I can help and support them. That's what I'm going to be working on in the next couple of months.
Okay, Martina, I might see it next year's festival. Oh, where's it going to be next year?
We're still looking for applications for stations interested. So that's closing day for that is the 17th of June, and we should announce who's going to host it by the end of July.
Okay, I might see you next year, Martina. Thanks very much.
Thanks very much, Darren.
And now I'm talking to Jack Byrne from the Near Media Co-op. Jack, how's it going? Jack, can you tell us why you're here, why we're here today, please?
Well, I'm also, I'm currently the chair of CRAOL, which is the network of community radios across Ireland. And once a year we hold an annual sort of training festival, or Féile. So this year Near FM is hosting it here in the Regency. So there are delegates, participants from 30 stations here gathering for the day, workshops on all sorts of matters of interest to community radio. So that's the reason we're here, the Féile.
And you're one of the co-founders, or the main person, or the person that came up with the idea to set up the Near Media Co-op. When was the last time that Near FM or the Near Media Co-op hosted the CRAOL annual festival?
It's I think it was 2005 was the previous one. So we leave it alone now for a few years. I mean, I think the next Féile next year, I think there are 3 rural applicants, so it will go to a rural location next year. You know.
Could you tell us what's the story about new licences at the moment? I talked to you just over a year ago in Coolock. Are there any more applications going in for new community radio stations, do you know?
It's slow, it has slowed, and that's our concern, that we really feel that there are probably about 30 groups at various stages, some just study groups, some applying for 100-day licences. But they're all just stalled, I think, mainly on resources. That just this is part of, we're launching a campaign this evening here at the Féile on the right to communicate, and we're asserting that the Irish Constitution guarantees every citizen's right to communicate. The United Nations Declaration of Human Rights also says every citizen has a right to communicate, and states have an obligation to facilitate that. So we feel we're going to launch a campaign that we get a certain amount of resources put into community media around the country. I think you could, if you could have 50 stations in a couple of years if the resourcing was there. People are ready and like the idea and see the value of a community radio service. It's just resources that's holding the whole thing back. Okay,
and something else you want to say about the actual day today, about the workshops? Like, there's a wide variety. I was looking at the programme of workshops. I'm going to one of them at 12:15, the Irish language one. Is there anything else you want to say?
No, I think generally what we do is we put out a call. When we got the nod to do the Féile, we communicated with all the stations and asked them to suggest workshops. So out of that then we picked the workshops that looked like they were most popular, that people would want. So we're covering everything from archiving to drama to scripting to technical matters. So there's a wide variety of workshops that the stations currently think they need some more training in. So these are really training workshops, you know. So there's a good mix, and then we have a seminar in the evening, and then a sort of a social evening then after that.
And there's the awards at the end of the day.
And the awards, the idea of the awards is that we didn't want to have a competition between stations, because we feel community media is a cooperative sort of movement, that people, I mean, even the stations, we support each other, sharing ideas on best practice, on funding. So that's the whole idea of the Féile. So the awards this evening is about stations submit some of their programmes that they're proud of. It's an achievements award, and they can get, and to have a little bit of uncertainty in it, they can get either a merit or a distinction. But it's not a competition, there's no overall winner. Each station is really testing their own programming and being acknowledged for the good quality programming they're making. So it's not a competitive thing, it's a way to do an achievements awards without the usual competitive element in it.
All right. Is there anything else you want to say? Jack? And could you tell us finally what's your message to the Minister of Communications and the government and to new groups who want to set up community radio stations? What's your message in general as regards the Féile here, but just what you think in general?
No, I think in general that one, to the Minister, we've an application in to meet the new Minister, and we have ideas on
Which Minister is it?
Dennis Naughton from Roscommon. So he has indicated he will meet us, and we have ideas to put to him around funding for community radio, because it really is the crux. If stations could get even a modest, reliable sum every year, it would make such a difference to them. So that's, I would say, we need the Minister to meet us and agree some format. And then for groups around the country, yes, come and talk to CRAOL. We have ideas on how to set up, and we can advise from our pooled experience. We can advise new groups how to go about it, not to reinvent the wheel. We've done it, all of us have done it. So, yeah, we're always happy to talk to new groups.
Okay. And this time we kind of Ciarán and Muirí and Canna then Comharchumann hui Fáilte hor hui sin Tarrant.
Well, yeah, on Near Media Co-op, better Comharchumann Near is stoker, yeah.
Okay, agus Cumarsáide will do ban tatna vas an léinniu.
Oh yeah, tá sé aus, tá sé íontach an méid daoine eáil an seo. Chun sé glindar ar Muirí an méid gailgóirí atá le feiceáil agus atá le chlistáil freisin.
Agus bhí Ceardlin ar siúl Tamil Vigo hin cór radio an lifa agus radio Fáilte a caníir a bheith me cór an sort lá le chéile nach bhfuil?
Yeah, godíireach tá muidne I ganas ar an lá ach gan áras tásot chuirm se an béim ar an Ghaeilge agus bhí íontach an rud an deisieáil chun éisteach le muinte radio na Gaeltachta Judy agus I déal ó radio Fáilte mil firste chun cadéad na rudaí a dhéanaan siadsan a capan siadsan go bhfuil anhá go bhfuil éascail a déanamh nó go bhfuil siad an a bródúlas nó céinsáis chláracha atá gomach chun Gaelgóirí a bhela agus mar éistóirí agus mar craoltóirí agus bhí sé sin ar eils ar fad.
Ar tháinig é nó thorm se speisialta amach as an Ceardlin sin?
Well, mar is gná is tá roinnt daoine ann le Gaeilge ach go bhfuil si sásta chlár Gaeilge a dhéanamh ar an radio. So ag déile leis an áibh sin agus conas daoine a bhela is an ceiste clisin tú de gná. Ach beidir níos mó ná sin tháinig rud simúlas ná go bhí mar a caint a rís faoin sais gréasán Gaeilge nó fiú sais mion éile Gaeilge. Beidir deir seachtain I rath Ciarán nó rud éigen atá díirithe ar Gaeilgeoir beidir duine beirt ó ngach stáisiún. So be me a caint le CRAOL faoin sin ein seans go bhfuil mid in ann airgad aáil chun é sin a dhéanamh níos déanaí sa bliain ó beidir bliain se thuain so tá sé sin ar aus.
Yeah, okay, agus ó néanú a bhí na rá agus cadé an sort teachtracht atá agat faoin lá agus faoin Gaeilge radio pobl.
Well, tá mé cappa is taspánan an lá mar seo an méid sim atá ann I radio pobl timpeall na tíre agus fecinn tú na daoine an gachéin áit ó ceann na tíre. So tá sé sin ar aus agus is dócha go bhfuil sé ríhabhatach sna léonta seo go bhfuil go ag daoine go bhfuil daoine an ann dul agus dul ar an radio agus dul ar an idirlín agus go bhfuil pobl atá an ann teach le chéile agus a leabhart faoin na rudaí atá táhachtach don drám sin.
An is táim le caint le Muiris ó Fiannachta an banisteoir de radio an lifa Muiris Cumarsáide.
Comharchumann, Comharchumann agus tain.
Bhfuil tú ag baint tanmh as an láinniu?
Tá bhfuil nílach cúpla uair le curthaidín agan nach tá sé go maith tá mid treis freastal ar gá Ceardlin go dtí seo agus féidir go hanamha agurtha go hanamha agus féidir is dócha anna Fiannachta dálas ar fáil an tú so tá mé ag tnúil in níos mó ólam mar an lei.
Agus bhí radio an lifa cór ceann le láthair freisin nach raibh?
Bhí well radio an lifa go fáirt le radio Fáilte bhí Judy Meg ó fig ach ferberthe radio an lifa agus idéal ó radio Fáilte bhí fémar I grachtáil Ceardlin Marial ar chláircha gaige ar stáisiún radio pobl agus tá sin dúr chart go bhistam.
Agus chunstá cuasaí I radio an lifa slátá nniuán?
Tá cuasaí go maith tá míid a CRAOL tá míid ar an air is 23 bliana im líana mar sin treibh se fada tá an stáisiún dul ó neart go neart gach blian líon mór ibre Jonacha ghlach apáirte tá líon níos mó fuirne agan inis ná mar a bhí riamh ní heagil méid ulmhór fuirne agan ach tá trúr lán amsir agus bert fáirt amsir so tá duine breise páirt amsir agan agus mar derm cuasaigh dó go maith.
Agus tá radio lifa is é radio lifa an tain stáisiún radio pobl in maiad lé tá ag freastal don chundé ar fád nach bhfuil?
sé marhealar gur stáisiún pobl comhlasa nó stáisiún pobl san spéis muid táid dírithe ar chainteirí gaige agus cantarhád níos mó atá gceist so seachas cantóirí gaige in iarthúsgurt bhleachlíon ó iarheasgurt bhleachlíon ó péir é táid dírithe chun é bhleachlíon in ómlána agus gan áras bíon daoine nachfuil mór an gailge acu i gceiste leis an stáisiún freisin tá rogha ionntach ceol le cloisteáil ar an stáisiún so is umí duine éistin le radio na lifa nach gá go gceiste cinál ar son na gailge mar sin tá lucht éisteach tá maithagan agus is deasan rud é bhfuil cantar CRAOLachán tá mór agan.
Agus tá aitheantas ag radio lifa nach bhfuil de bhar an méid ceol difriúil atá ag bhfuil nach bhfuil?
Tá stocha curtú nó curúmuid go minic a gomráid le Phantom FM nuair is Phantom a bhí Erris agus TX agus ar nóid an stáisiún sin ag dúna síos inis mar sin ar bhealach is mudna an stáisiún beidir sin rá ceol is eclectúla atá ar fáil dearhan ar aon stáisiún radio in éireann inis tá mé cléinte ón taobh sin de ach sin go muid déanamh job sáirmhaithin sin ceann rudín sin an saoirse a thugamid dar Gaeltóirí Jonacha agus saoirse lení taonna chur láthair ó thaobh an taobh ceolde agus bhí an tradiisiún sin ann na gcónaí ón chéad lá riamh ar radio na lifa agus tá aitheantas fáilte agan ó le héadí hot press fiú a dúirt gohfuil an rogha ceol is fearr le cloisteáil ar radio na lifa agus is mór an rud é sin.
Agus tá clár bricfast a gcuibh inis nach bhfuil?
Tá an bricfast a blasta cruú tús leis go lán amsire an Muirí agus creiltar sin gach maidin idir hocht agus a ní rinne mar cúpla chlár pílóta chur na blianta le léon heachta na gaige agus ruí mar sin ach thosaigh sé go lán am sin bhíonn caite agus tá sé ag leann se ráo hin.
Agus a chunstá clár cuasaí ratha agus start beidir políteach leis sin agus sa stáisiún látáin.
Go maith bíonn muid gcónaí gurí chur le líon na glárcha tá ag dtír ar chuirsaí ratha agus mar sin de ach tá cinál ard le bhéil scilne ag tastáil le chlárcha mar sin a chur láthair agus bíonn sé beidir beagáí níos éca teachtar chraoltóirí atá gurí chlárcha ceol a chur láthair tá sé beidir beagáí beag níos éca mar is féidir le písa beag cainte a dhéanamh agus an sin cúpla an ceol a henam ach nuair atá tú ar beidir fáhúir le go caint agus chucéis nar chur agla bharbéine tá sé sin níos dúchlánaí ach tá gairí go McLoughlin tá roiint chlárchad an scoth agan tuairis na Marta dhéana an analís ar scéalta nuachta agus scéalta cuasaí ratha go méidir nach le seo rómhinnic sna man eile sa tíir seo scéal na seachtaine ar an deirdaon le padar ó caibháin ag chlár fíormhathar fad tá padar a gona duna daoine seo go bhéh tá a haolú ar na stáisiún mhór ar nó RTÉ Radio Hain nó Newstalk na péir é agus tá daoine maithe eile ar leichanta éagsú le rinne seachtain in éan gachtainna acu animnú mar bheithmid an seo ar fáhád ach tá gaiir go maithe. Ach
tá si bhí gáí oscailte do níos mó daoine le camrá siomar tá ansim go mar gcósaí ratha agus políteach so tá si bhí gáí sátar cloisteáil ó daoine atá sim clár cuasaí ratha dhéanamh.
Tá go deimhin agus déanta na fearna bmhaithlinn níos mó béime ar chur chlár cuasaí ratha agus chlárcha eile cainte chlárcha beidir tá díortha rud éigen réimse ar lethe ag an spéise ní gágur cuasaí ratha bheith a gceist mar sin idir an dá rud sin chlárcha cainte go generalta agus chlárcha cuasaí ratha tá an fánar an fi láthair chur le líon na glárcha sin mar sin bhráil an cloisteáil tá daoine am sin a leabhar an gaige agus atá ghuiil spéis acu chlár chur láthair lena tá díortha ar ábhar cainte in áíire sprácach mo díad go mór le dul a deanghálinn.
Agus tá tráir goibh dar bhanam scot na seachtainna nach bhfuil? Beidir is dún faoid?
Tá bhfuil scot na seachtainna tá sé beidir nach bhfuil sé soléir ón ainm agus tíir bailúcháin na hagalah is fearr bhí le cloisteáil ar an stáisiún ar ina seachtainna ar lehéidí na chláircha ar nos fis feasa cata hata leis ein scéal mar sin de agus cuirtar iad go léir leis de chlár uair lé go bháin agus creaaltar ag de ar na seachtainna.
Agus bíonn sé a chréile ar lánstaisiún Radio Pobal timpeall Hiarnach bí?
Bíonn scapa mídna é sin ar stáisiún ile CRAOL go bhfuil spéise acu an chlár chréile mar is tócha tugann sé léir agus leathan ar rudí éagsúla tá tarlathú ina seachtainna agus go bhfuil agalah maithe ar fáil margheallarthú ar nó rinú na haglah ar radioún lifa agus féidir le stáisiún eile an sin an chlár fáil a chréile agus measamid go mbíonn sé spéisiúil do ghaoine ar fud na tíre atá curfús na cantar áitiúil na stáisiún Radio Pobal eile lonathe agus go bhfuil gréige acu éisteach leis na haglah seo agus an scéalta seo aglúdach trí gaige.
Just cúpla caistela. I bláán Gaeilge RTÉ a dásaigh siad an Muirí ceapan tá chainteán faoi rádiún na Gaeltachta a bheith gobar le rádiún lifa an níos má ás go faoi sin?
Seachas go gramar a caiintla na chéile le roinnt blianta an uas agus tá an canal an spirit comhibrithe sin an sin bhhaithlan níos mó comhibrithe dhéanamh lena chéile. Ní léon rudaí ar leh rinne play ar roinnt rudaí an nóiríidir ná éirigh lo. Ach tá radioún na Gaelta tar éis takeíocht a chur fáilún mar shampla tá radioún na lifa inis ar fáil sa seinteoir radio an app tar fáil agus is RTE go bunasach a rinne deara ar an app sin agus a chur ar fáil agus is iontuach an rud ag go bhfuil radioún na lifa ar fáil ar sin agus béimiid de breathnú ar bhaile eile le Oibrí anamh amachchan seo.
Beidh sé ionta ceapan sé mar ar leid beidir scot na seachtainna a chréile ar radioún na Gaeltachta an éon plán faoi sin le scot?
Níl faoi láthair ach cinnte béimiid oscailte le breathnú ar rud éagsúla sa todhchaí.
Ok, just mar ceisiarnach, teiscom tá ihe oscailte a gcuibh an teachtain hiúnach bhfuil. An féidir just intin dún faoi agus just faoin teachtrach atá gut dá ar lucht éistóirí inniu agus tá aine eile éisteach linn.
Se cinnte bhfuil tá muidir grachtáil ihe oscailte bháil an curthabhairt do aine bhfuil aon spéiseach go fiú deir táteach agus radioún lifa eáil, beidir bhfuil daoine a d'éis leis an stáisiún thar na blianta agus nach wacha an stáisiún riomh go physical. Tá lán áitir ghaoine teachtasteach chuin. Tá muid go háirithe ag deireadh ar ghaoine nua a bhealach isteach sa stáisiún mar chraoltóirí deonacha. Ní gá go me fáigur chlár omlánach chur láthair cé go bhailte go mór ribhe sin ach beidir Martina agus gur bhaith beidir agalah beag go bháin a hafada uair 9 na seachtainna fiú uair 9 na mísa agus é sinna chur ar fáil dúna mar rud le craile. Agus tá neartta sinna éagsúla an sin mar dearm tam de gurí smó creaaltóirí a bheile tá sásta tuairt faoi chláircha cainte, chláircha cuasaí rathe. Ach tá deis ar fáil de chláircha ceol chomá mas sin an sais réimse spéise atá agat. Reachtáil for an ihe oscailte sin sa stáisiún i radioún lifa tá muid lonathe ag 7 cairn ó Ghuirfin sin an Fergus céine in bhfuil foras na Gaeilge lonathe agus sin bailá clia dó. Idir daon se chuin idir a 6 agus a 8 agus títhe agus bé roinnt deochanna ina dhé agus bé daoine an sáis leirlinn go nabhar máilta bé daoine an teachtasteach an stáisiúna eáil bé roinnt cainte is córa le daoine éagsúla ó radioún lifa bhfuil bainte go le réimse éagsúla agus 6 deis do bhíoine dúr an stáisiúna eáil fálamach beáin faoi catá dhéanamh agan agus leirlinn faoi rudéigen dhéanamh linne tain.
Bé méid logadí an ihe sin ar son Near FM so le mé as sin a gurmíle magad mar sin.
Intu dar an gurmíle magad tain.
An is tá me cainte Fergus ó hir an banistáir a radio Fáilte in Fergus consátíam.
Gomáid gur magad.
Fergus consá cuasaí i radio Fáilte státainniuán.
Well, táid intach breithech, bé muid cruú ceire Erris fi. Táid a chur seoan amach agus crusaí trinal amach, táid a tógó cartlan. So bé muid intach breithech le sin. A cumáile sin táid ag tógó síomhúr nó ait úr an radio. Tá sé súlaigh go mé sé ré faoi Gavin sa 7 so is fergnamhúr ina mé stúdiona fa chunne radio Fáilte ina mé stúdio chunne stúdio trénala ina mé stúdio tafada fa chunne grúpi ceol aitseola agus daoine a gobar in san céird cruthíochta mas maiile agus cumáile sin bé ait fa chunne an pobl teachtasteach agus cruinnithe agus rula. So is áit all war, áit mór uair má first tá muidir tógáil faoi láthair agus tá sinna coinneáil muid intach raithe caiimiar
So it's áit mór investigation.
Well, be ceire arlóir in san áit, an céad arlóir be sé oscailte an phobal agus facanne cup an café agus cruinnithe agus beidir ceol chum ar an darn arlóir be officí agus studio trinala agus áit facanne olbhachan den na seóna ar an trío arlóir be couple studio eile agus ar an cathrú arlóir be studio tafada facanne grúpi ceolas rula. So be áit sean deas a bhean agus be sé conracht a lár na cathrach am firste agus be sé tús an cantar na cathrú giltacht am firste cumáid so tá muid a dul go mór leis.
Yeah, so it's really similar. Tom said to me first, and I thought like the cantrica go léir gear and like well like be first to hear who he hor like nisha cúg nóméid.
Sin fearras caiir master a bug game well first agus má tá tú a rothir féidir go hartar caiir garage. So tá sin mai agus caharia tá muid géirí an iarthar na carracha an cathrú géalteachta a thógáil ina méid daoine ag fáil jobbanna agus crack agus cidhhaid sprím bunaithe ar an teanga agus ar an cultar agus tá ar náid a radio fáilte mar céis den crí láirde sin tá an cultúr leanón tá rudí eile an san cantar, but leis an éit uair tá muid ag tógáil be muid a chur go mór leis an esprist an cathrú géalteachta agus an radio é héan.
Agus bhí úscráidú ar an cultúrlinn na bliana ago nuas na crowd.
Bhí hosí muidine amach, hosí radio fáilte amach in san cultúrlinn, an sin rinn siad úscráidú mar dhearann siad, rinn siad deisiú ar an éit agus in éiríomh ní raibh sé omlan fórsanach de radio, le radio cé an éit bhí drid diste bhí siad an dóir rinn siad é bhí gapad oscailte amach agus daoine abalt teagháil anú idir siomrháin agus siomrala. Radio tá tú géirí siomré tá dridstisteach sa dúirt mé an buam ag teach do bhaid bhain go haiteile. So ní raibh sé an fórsanach de radio nuair bhí an deisiú créitnithe. So bhag bit is amachchan is go dtí áit eile siomh ag bunmóthar na bháil agus inis tá muid ag tógáil ar áit hían just sí san móthar get a bug a dró lár na cathrach. So tá muid mar dúirt méid tá muid dul go mór lei sin. Tí muid sin tá muid dionanta gréitheach ar na seóna, tá cidhhaid cruiltar ag teachtasteach tá muid ag deanú seóna, de gach cinneal seóna sport, seóna alainne, seóna nuachta, seóna ceol agus rula. So tá beocht fanáid tá sé deas daoine óga eileisteach, tá muid feicáil nes daoine teachtú na scolanna agus na collegetí teachtasteach le seóna dheanú agus tá rudí go maiile radio fáilte faoi leir tá muid sásta rá.
Agus cúpa ceistela. Conas bhfuil an cathrú gaeltacht ag dul agus an bhfuil forbairt first to fós an.
Tá forbairt first go fáil an agus tá tíad san a gobar leis an cathrú gaeltacht a géirí é a bhrú contosaí as mar atá agriíochtaí eile cumáid. So tá is tógra lean amsirthe is dóia agus tá muid gáil de riire chéile. Tá rins tógraí mór a capitula mas maiile planete tá ceann mar dúirt mé rad an ceann atá muidineach tógáil. Línra olú atá sin an tainimetar an tógra capitula tá muidineach. Dheanú mar tá muid ag dúil go mé muid ag deanú ceangal a grúpi eile, grúpi géalga eile tí míadabal firste. Agus an cultúrlán ar náid tá sin é bhéadú agus tá coppla tógra eile réile tosacht.
Tá siúpa a thosaigh go déach mar siachas agus beidir tú hain a dhéaltar airí an Palestine freisin.
Tá siapan sin na níú buint díreach agam leis ach bhhaid gur déamsasteach ó am go chéile le rudí deas a ceannacht. Siapa a doscail siad beidir tríú carabhío hen le airí Palestinach a dhéal le get a bug taíocht practical is dóia a thuirt den daoine atá ag stracáil sa Palestine agus tá sé ben daoine óga a gobar an san áit, daoine a gobar go Jonach leis na hairí a dhéal agus is arís is rud mai géalgóirí óga den cid is mó atá in san áit agus tá siad is obair agus arís Chaspalan sé an dearcú fáilinn nó a gcóircamach ní bína cléanú ag daoine nach géalgóirí éadal bheith a rá go bhfuil géalgóirí Kiel Inchin agus a Gorka Stack agus Gorka and Gilligan Tamar Fad, Jasplin Shin, Gawil Gilgori Yoga, agus Gilgori Gorka, and already tackle a rice at dawn, agus a Giri Kiju, Mas Fedula, Le Casna, the Dini Elataf, we smack no a Goldfried's Druck Amana. So it's Rod Mayan, Shapavak Shin, Palestina, Tashi, and Akalis and Cotulan, so much at dinner be here some first. The Hentus Jackons and Cotulan, Tan Shapavak, Palestina, just a couple of dollars on Cotulan.
I guess if we Connie in Jack talked the tall got there look story free radio fast just saw time you on August fresh and there now fin Éile CRAOL show Martina.
Well look this Jack then is a quast mar Dutch ideans in Mariana Stash and Gilgmid been estuary been the Gilgori Aichula against Jacqueline Tamagerlinia Marcinda been dinner for the dawn against Jacqueline. The story can then a Jackrock days more again Tamage fui Cadnas, Vermage Cadnas so Ofcom na Hooderish Creolacan in London. August the shades and current shades and Ciarán or lean na or no or Limister Creolacan second you need cad again a Creolan is more na Cui kilometer. On H and a Wilmich, August current shin a stack, Mark Bendini at a Goberma first, Jimmer Hampla, August a Chamanchawala, August and shin, near change in a Marcus and Limister Creek Kilometer and Hocklaw and Magic Clinton, August to Kant Group Gilga Team Medieval first, at Tagiris, Shervish, Radio, August a Tagiri Radio, Falcha Clinton. So, Tamage, a Trejagas Gargans, La Hofcom, La Tamal Fada. Marialer and Limister, Creola Conchenta Medina, Arabacor, Marialer Goal and Pablo Gaelig Scarha, Gascapa, or Fudden Shea Conde, Gameo Cad, Agin, Creola Niswidgen and Shea Kilometer. Now, Vicrini Agam La Hofcom, a couple of Meohen, August Tashid, Well, Tanarilica, for the Vine, but Tashid, Orker and Cast, August Tashid, a kind sweet, no, a tossic. A place so Bedriga may bugger and not but G Shaw Nero Majabelt yet of ruins and throw cart earn question. So Jen Condana na five and is more tagging. Team mission Tamage a cover August Kids by the yoga chat top land the friend of August Tamage Docus a Caldor Listen Nature Tamage Toggle Gamay instant toy Gamay Michigolgamoy.
Ja, we zijn in tak maar wandje gedoenis en is voor lachen al. Alleen hoe dat hoe dat toch?
No, just time it's going special event show he's and show create she might reckon to na station public chocolate kilo agus a maller to tahi agus a maller to smeechi we missed the rod a cartlan and chin or a cartlan and chin fui cartlan agus Virginia Gary Cartlan a Hogel in my first year. Agus is similar faculty go Donie stationella, few le RTE, extractals listen of cash in the Ciarán, agus na five in the Ciarán is Tamachin. So Aktashi Goni mile of Maller to Smeechiha, agus a bull Donie. So to my points on saltus and la new egin Cogal Creole.
Fergus, we should just build up on Cairo.
Gurmigas, Tarrant, Lord Slum.
And now I'm talking to Tina Dennis, the manager of Dublin South FM. Tina, how's it going? Tina, how's life now these days in Dublin South FM? I did a work experience there when I was in college about 12, 13 years ago. You're in Rathfarnham, but you're somewhere else now, aren't you?
Yes, we're based in the Dundrum Town Centre on the level 5. It's quite high up. It's not very visible for passers-by, but we're there now since 2007. It's going well. We now broadcast 12 hours a day from 11 in the morning to 11 in the evening. We have a number of foreign language programmes and the usual kind of mixture of people that come in to make programmes. And the challenge is always fundraising, trying to keep the money coming in so that you can keep the place going.
Yeah, you have, I was looking on Twitter there, you had recently, maybe you haven't had it yet, but a table quiz.
We're having a table quiz, yes, next Wednesday, the 1st of June, in the Goat Grill, and we're hoping lots of people come along. We've got great spot prizes.
Yeah, and how long are you the manager and involved with Dublin South FM?
I became the manager in 2009, so I'm there nearly 7 years this November.
And have you come to the CRAOL Festival every year since then?
Yes, I have. I've been to every Féile, and we hosted the Féile last year in Dunleary, and it was a big success. And like today, it was a beautiful day. We had 16 workshops. The great thing about this Féile is we've got people from all over Europe who have come to attend this dissemination in the afternoon.
And just a general question about Dublin South FM. Do you cover all of the south side of Dublin?
No, we cover 5 kilometres from the Dundrum town centre. So we're not Enniskerry, but we've Rathfarnham, Ballantyre, Milltown, Windy Arbor, and those kind of areas. And
what's your message to our listeners today from Dublin South FM as regards to Féile, but also community radio in general?
Support your local community radio in any way that you can. If you want to get involved, we're always happy to take new volunteers in. You have a right to communicate, and our tagline is you can't have communities without communication.
Now I'm talking to Jeff Murphy from Phoenix FM. Jeff, could you tell us first of all what you do with Phoenix FM first, please?
Well, I've been a volunteer for the last 3 years, and at the moment I do a kind of a current affairs magazine show for 2 hours every Wednesday morning, each week on the station.
And how's Phoenix FM going now these days? I live in the area. I live in Lutterstown now.
It's going very well. I mean, we actually celebrated last year our 25th anniversary, so I think as community stations go, we're probably one of the oldest on the go. I mean, we broadcast from the shopping centre, and we have a good suite of offices and studios there. And at the moment, we have about 90 volunteers all in, and then we've got a new manager last year, and we've increased our programming now up to 20 hours per day.
Yeah, I was talking to Derek Byrne, your new manager at Fergus Lynch, and one of the chair people, I forget his name, he's one of the co-founders of it. I was talking last year at Ryan's Garage.
That's right, yeah.
Was that?
Well, Ryan's Garage, actually, that's where we did the year of the celebration, because that's where it actually all started, the 25 years ago. A number of people got together at that time and decided to set up a community, which at that time would have been known as pirate radio prior to the licensing. And there was the garage had bought a small house beside the garage, and they bought it basically to expand, but then they didn't know what to do with it. So the lads approached them, and they said, "Yeah, sure, go ahead and use it for the time," but before they made up their minds what they were going to do with it. So that's where the station originated in. So we went back there 25 years later to do a broadcast.
Just, I was talking, a friend of mine said that, were you off air for a few years, any time in that intermittent 25 years?
Well, not to my understanding now in the 25 years, I think it was always broadcasting, but when you went from being a pirate radio station to licensing, you had to come off air. Now, not all stations did that, and if you didn't do it then, you were in I kind of took a different stance on it. So we decided to come off air, I think, and it was up to 3 years before we got the license.
All right, what's your message to our listeners today from Phoenix FM about the station, your station itself, and about the Féile over here today, and just about community radio in general? Yeah,
well, I mean, my message would be that it's alive and getting bigger. I mean, looking around here today, there's 120 people here at today's Féile. I mean, there's a lot of new faces. I mean, a lot of new members coming in. I think we've got about 6 aspirant stations that are looking for licensing. So it is an expanding sector, and I would just appeal to people, to listen in, get an interest, and you won't be sorry, because there's something there for everybody to do, be it on the technical side or on the presenting side.
And the research side.
And the research, yeah, you can do all that. All right, if you want to write a script, write a play, you will get a hearing, But no, I mean, there is a great buzz, and, you can see it here today now in the Regency Hotel. So for me, having joined up 3 years ago, I have to say it's been no regret.
Okay, Jeff, thanks very much.
Okay, thank you.
And now I'm talking to Gavin Byrne from the Near Media Co-op. Gavin, how's it going?
Very good, thank you.
Gavin, can you just give us, what's your full title again?
Well, I'm the IT coordinator at Near FM, but I have a special responsibility for a lot of our radio drama productions.
All right. Are you already interested in that sphere,
yeah? Yeah, it's something I did in college, so it's something that I've been able to, once we started setting up the drama group in Near FM, I was happy to help out, and so I do a lot of the production side of things for them.
I know you're from around the Coolock way, aren't you? You go to Closhadulick?
Yes, I did, and that was my secondary school, Closhadulick, all right, yeah.
Yeah, I went to college there. And how were the drama programmes going in Near FM? You had one there for about the Easter Rising. Were you involved in that?
Yeah, that's right. We just finished up on two. We did put two very large projects into production at the same time, so it was a lot of work. One was an Easter Rising project called Lost Easter Voices. And what we did with that, it was kind of almost like an Orson Welles type War of the Worlds type thing, where we claimed to have been in receipt of these ancient sort of Edison wax cylinders, recordings of interviews with the 1916 rising leaders that were recorded just before they were executed. So it meant having actors play the parts of all of the leaders and being interviewed in their cells. And then on the production end of things was making those things sound like old wax cylinder recordings. And then there was like a sort of a scripted panel discussion program after them, so they'd play the recording and then people would argue in the studio about what the meanings of it all was afterwards. So that was like 6 or 7 parts it was. We got Connolly's great grandson to play Connolly as well, so it was quite a boon for it. And then the other big one we worked on recently was a 3-part series on climate change called Rising Heat, and it showed sort of the impact of climate change that would have locally within Coolock and the immediate area. So particularly increased rainfall, flooding the entire area, like a month of heavy rain just destroys the whole area. And within the play, Near FM is still broadcasting from the roof of the Northside Civic Centre with the water slowly rising. So we got like Ciarán and Sally to play themselves in that production.
That's good. And how's life going in general, do you find, with the Near Media Co-op these days?
Oh yeah, very good. Yeah, I'm very busy all the time. So yeah, we seem to be doing quite well with the Sound of Vision funding. So we're going into production on a new play just this Wednesday. We'll be starting that, and that's 2 more episodes of a series called Riveting History that we've already done 4 episodes of. So there'll be a month of rehearsals, and then recording after that. Probably 2 or 3 days of recording, and then probably broadcast in August.
A mis Tom McCointe, Donie Tarrant Near FM, Donie Consátu.
Tom Rosebeck's Lydia. Law bra at all green.
Yeah, sure. I'm very sure the radio and Calatá Yen never got to Near FM. I'm going to our scheme now or to a gober lower moon over the owner.
Tom is a Jane of Clar, Northside today, Mara Tugfa, Clar Current Affairs, August, the Donie. Dienig me Clar Kjol Tira or 2 to 3 o'clock the Donig August Clar Northside today ig dolamak o hendig goody hen o'clock Gachmadden St. Chocton August Clar mar there for current affairs Bí mi kindly gacht in as gach tro den sale.
Yeah, hunting me quiz for Fáilte podcast that she simio. Cavor to the quiz Greg.
Rugame gunda corpi agus vi Mugelge for me mar there for as moon tori sun bunskol agus shine an gelge atá gom agus Gachúr beg me ábalta ar a beg orm cain gaelge is sé sin an gaelge a úsáden me agus bhí sé sin beag ná chéige blian ó hin so sin an gaelge agus bhí an gaelge sa bhaile ar an óm sin agus of course níl Balangeri níos far doing Somalia.
Just I'm with big points Tanna fast on Féile agus go over Near FM go general.
Tá sé rose ar fad sé seo ma dar Féile mar female West Dublin Community Radio nuair Féile ann agus bhí mé gobar ar an Féile ar an am sin agus so bhí is a gom cadatá ag teacht lá nómh so Labra atá ón lá mar a bhfuil tú ábalte mar a déir fá networking san lá nómh agus na siúpa obre atá ag dul treis an lá during an lé bín sin anna interesting mar a déir fá agus dúir tú ar Dúir tulum faoin Gaeilge de big méid feiceáil a lán de TG Cahar GABO TG Cahar agus mar a bhíonn tú ag fécint ar chláirí mar sin. It keeps the Gaeilge arouse.
Okay, just Mark Ciarán, I will to bunch Tatan of us to in Near FM go generata.
Oh shit, tá sé the odd úntaach a bheith ag obair agus tá na gríní tá in Near FM tá sé gríní glóte ar fad agus ní léon mar déir far pressure ann. Tá lán obair le déanamh agus tá an obair atá dhéanamh a gcuin tá sé ar aus. Well, tuigim go bhfuil sé ar aus. Bhí mar ag obair 2 nó 3 úr ar lá an tábhachán agus an tábhachán agus bhí clár an a rinne mar an lá an sin. Ach tá na chláríní tá a dhéanamh a gcuin tá siad go dtí stand-up go húntaach tuigim go bhfuil siad de stand-up mar sin. An mar a déir mé tá na gríine atá ag obair ar gríine glóte ar go húntaach ar fad atá sibh. Pleasure dul go dtí obair sa stáisiún sin. Tá fáilte ráit.
And now I'm talking to Irena from Athlone Community Radio. Did I pronounce your name right, Irena?
Pardon?
Did I pronounce your name right?
Oh yeah, you did. Like Irena Cvetković.
That's grand. And what do you do at Athlone Community Radio?
I'm involved with Athlone Community since its infancy 8 years ago, and I'm doing a multicultural program. I'm producing documentaries I'm doing sound and vision applications, and I'm doing training. I'm a trainer.
And do they have many sound and vision programs on Athlone?
Yeah, we do. We actually do.
And could you tell us a bit about some of them?
Oh, I will. Like, maybe I will mention the one that I'm finishing now. It's an educational program. It's the second series of it, and it's called I Want to Know. And it has very simple kind of idea, but apparently BAI loved it. And we took the 6th class from primary schools from the area, and they are spending a day with a certain profession, and they are asking questions and everything. Ahead of that, they are doing vox pop between themselves, what they think. For example, we had wild ranger now, what wildlife ranger does, and we had a fire brigade officer and that kind of thing. So first we have what they think they know, that they spend the day with a certain profession, and then the last part of the program called Now I Know. So then,
primary or second level students?
Primary.
From Licom School, not alone, yeah?
Yeah, and the area, we actually, in the first series we had the town schools, but then in the second one we have really these rural schools that have just a few students that they will otherwise never be involved in radio. So they're really thankful for us making this program.
I lived in Mullingar for a few years as a kid. My mum's from Mullingar, so it's not Westmead. How was the station going generally? You're 8 years old, eh?
It is 8 years since we started to broadcast first, but as you know, with community radio, you have a temporary license. We are just 4 years with a full license on, and it goes well. We have more and more volunteers, and it's really like development. You can just see how the whole idea is flourished.
And have you been coming to the annual CRAOL festival like regularly over the last few years?
Well, I do, to be honest. Personally, I do. Most of the time I'm doing a workshop as well, because I'm involved in media literacy as well, which is the workshop that I will do today. And I have to say, in the last, I think it's from Dundalk in 2007 or 8, I'm pretty on every year.
Okay, finally, what's your message to our listeners from Athlone Community Radio about yourselves and about the Féile here today? And about community media in general.
Okay, so I think community media are very important, and we in this Midlands, let's say we are in the heart of Ireland, so it's a smaller town, let's say. So I think especially community media are so much important in that areas to cover those kind of pockets of the country, because we have such a range of community groups that otherwise will never be part of any media, and they wouldn't have a platform where will they say something. And that's why I think I see that every day how community radio is important, because so many people and so many groups wouldn't have any other place where they could not just send the message but create or do some other work, but basically it is very much community involved. So, and I think it's great that every year we are meeting somewhere in Ireland and we exchange our experience, because that is the most important thing, networking.
And now I'm talking to Tony Conway. You're the manager of Erris FM, eh?
Yeah, I'm studio manager of Erris FM, that's right, yeah.
And how long is Erris FM on the go now?
Well, we started off 20 years ago as a summer festival station. You know, we were just on air for 3 weeks during the summer. We used to hire equipment, and that lasted for about 5 or 6 years until the organisation, some of the people involved drifted away, and funding, I think, dried up to a certain extent. But around that time, there was some of the volunteers from Erris FM, including myself, and from the local festival. We were involved in the planning application for a art centre in Belmullet, which we included as part of the design. We included a radio studio. Now, this was all very aspirational. We had no expectations that we'd actually get the grant from Europe to build the centre, but after several years it came through, and as part of that kit out, luckily enough, Erris FM was going to be part of it, and that was we last broadcast in the summer of 2001, and we came back on air with our studio in 2007, so we've been going since then, 2007, so for the last 9 years.
And are you happy with your facilities at the moment, or do you want bigger facilities, or are they adequate?
I think they're adequate. Well, I think most small stations would always say that they'd find extra space handy. I mean, we only have one studio, so we're restricted in terms of, you know, similar studios we've been to see would have a broadcast studio, a second studio, and some of them would have an editing or an archiving studio. So in an ideal world, we'd like to do that. What we hope to do, though, is to get a proper outside broadcast unit over the next year or so, and that would act as a second studio, because our remit is to cover the whole of Erris, which is a massive area, the size of County Louth. So we haven't been able to do it due to, I was going to say, we haven't had a outside broadcast unit to speak of. We've done some broadcasts, but we haven't been regularly on the road. But we've got a vehicle now this year, so the potential is there for sure. Now, as you know, we're an aspirant station, so we're on air for a year, and then we have to take the 3 months off.
That's every year, is it?
Yeah. You can't continue.
Why not?
Because it's a temporary license,
All right.
and so just due to I think that a lot of smaller stations would welcome an in-between stage between the 100 days and the full
You're
time.
actually glad you have. It's good. Like you aren't complaining, are you?
Oh no, we'd like to keep going. Because you have to tell your volunteers, right? Sorry, everyone. We're having to shut up shop for 3 months. However, you know, luckily enough, as with most volunteers, they're kind of pretty driven people, and they want to continue on. Usually, most of them, if all things being equal, and we keep broadcasting online, because of course, from Erris, we've got such a huge diaspora. It was such a massive area for emigration that I suppose we have quite a few listeners, from all over England and France, yourself, Australia and the States. There's Erris people out there, and they love to tune in.
Yeah, I think I know one volunteer. I've met him a couple of times. Stephen Donahue, is he? Yeah.
Yeah, Stephen's one of our main volunteers. He's absolutely a massive radio fan. He's really like a walking encyclopedia of Irish radio for the last 30 or 40 years. But yeah, he's really is keen, and he does. At the moment, he's doing 2 programs a week. He does one music show, Askelga. He'd be a native speaker.
I know from Radio Nleffe. Yeah, that's how I know.
Yeah. And he's doing another show as well. So, and he's always one of those people you can rely on, that every station absolutely needs.
Okay. Is there anything else you want to say, or if you don't want to say, if nothing else to say, look, finally, what is your message to our listeners today, and to the government, and about Erris FM and about community radio in general and the Féile?
Well, I think community radio, it needs to keep strong. It's always going to be up against it in terms of funding and in terms of just keeping going. I know a lot. We were lucky in some ways, the fact that we had a studio purpose built. I know a lot of other stations would have had to go around. Well, as we did when we started, we were going around from one old disused factory to another, and just trying to get a bit of space wherever you could. So we had to take that on board. But I think, as far as we're concerned, one of the things that CRAOL could lobby for is, with the BAI, would be some kind of a halfway house or some kind of device whereby you don't have to go off air after 100 days. It's difficult to explain to people why that has to happen. And also there's a huge gulf in terms of what you need to have in place financially and in every other sense between the aspirant station, which is 100 days, which is virtually every weekend for a year, and the full 365 day full license, which I don't know if we'll ever get there. It just depends on how we progress. We obviously have a low population base, so getting enough volunteers to be a full-time station could be difficult. Although I've got to commend a station such as Connemara Community Radio, who are in a similar location population-wise to ourselves, and they do that. So I've got to say fair play to them. We have to look up to them and see if we can follow in their footsteps.
Is this your first time at the Féile?
No, I've been here, I think, every year, maybe by one.
Since 10 years?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's right.
Are you enjoying today?
Yeah, absolutely. No, I enjoy all the Féiles.
Just arrived.
Yeah, it's a long way, and when you're used to the only hold up I usually have on the way to work is maybe a stray sheep coming down off the mountain. When you're confronted with the kind of horrors of Dublin traffic, and you're not used to it. I used to live in London, so I should know all about it. But it certainly takes it out of you. But so I'm looking forward to the afternoon sessions anyway.
Okay, Tony, thanks very much.
Okay, no problem.
And now I'm talking to Dave Quinn. Dave, you joined today here?
Yeah, it's very good. It's very nice to see a kind of a community of unity of purpose and stuff from the community, and people getting a good spirit to the day.
You have a background in the media, don't you?
Yeah, on and off, just doing a bit of video work and highlighting certain social issues from time to time, yeah. But yeah, I think it's some kind of important thing to do.
Is this your first Féile coming to?
No, actually, it was at the the one down in Cork back in 2003, I think it was. So it would be my...
was it Dublin South FM, was it?
Well, I think it was Cork that were hosting the community race, but all the community stations were present there. It was, yeah.
And have you been talking to many interesting people today?
Yeah, I've been talking to a few people that I know, and just seeing what their reasons were for being here. So
yeah, there's an interesting mix of people here.
There is, yeah. It's very diverse and good to see that. and that's what it's all about, I suppose. I'm going to enjoy the rest of the day now.
Okay, Dave, thanks very much. An is tá a cainte Aoife na Canna. Aoife, amos tú fós leis an Near Media CRAOL?
Níl ag an am seo ach tásúla gom bhag mé a ggéanamh cúpla PC le Near I gceann tamil.
Bhfuil tú ag déanamh aon rud simú faoi láthair? Aon rud simú eile?
Tám ag gigál agus tá studio beag a gom sa bhaile. Tá ag éirí archive in I dhéanamh arís, beidir McLoughlin, Club CRAOL a bhí ar siúl, agus tám ag déanamh podcasts a gur má website. So beidir go bheith cúpla aglavás gailge a gom.
Bheith sin ítach. Cána thosaigh tú ag obair leis an Near Media CRAOL?
Tá Devlin ó hin 2006 is tó go thosnig mé. Just rinne mé an córas a bhí ag Near agus tar éis sé sin thosnig mé ag obair ar an clár gailge agus an sin rinne mé an CE ann. So bhí sé an bhá. Tom ag siúil go mór ar na workshops, Tom ag dulgadtí an ceann faoi an social media agus tar éis sé sin Tom ag chundul a gur an ceann a gur na podcréile agus bheith mi sé ag gigáil ag an 40 I gceann tamil. Tar éis an dinéir.
An éiris gom for sin. Okay, amor bhí cainte, but tá siúil go bhfuil tú rá sin Near FM go luú agus bhí mé cainte, right?
Gur mágad Byrne, gur mágad slán.
An is tá mé cainte Ciarán
O'Gilliway.
Ciarán, is é seo an céadúir tá mé cainte le blianta, bhí tú ag obair ag déanamh scéim lumsa ar Near FM. Cad a dhéanamh go sa léanta seo?
Well, faoi láthair, das buúla leat a rís ar aon os mar cara bhíon, ach tá mé fós an old school, tá mé ag déanamh bun céim, féilsúníocht, cláisina trínáide faoi láthair, so tá blion a bháin fácha agam, ach tá mé fós mar bháil den Fergus in Near FM, agus tá chlár ach réile a gcuin chuile ine ag 9 o'clock. 8 o'clock the brown arm, 8 o'clock last radio outpost agus is chlár CRAOL alternative indie agus a lehéid.
Yeah, cool. Agus nó raibh tú le Near FM ag déanamh scéim, bhí tú mar taidear Gaeilge nach raibh?
Bhí mé mar bháil de frian an bhá a bhí tú féin mar i a thór bhí tú áthráthú rih sola tháinig mé sola sris mé an stáisiún agus bhí tú dhéanamh job don sco má hiú agus ar muin na muice an teidéil ar an chlár sin tá sé fós ann ach bhí sé chlár iontach agus de bhuaigh méad dúis nach bhuaigh méad na blianta ó hin le chraoil freisin so bhí mé anna sásta le sin agus bhí tam don sco agam.
Okay, Ciarán, cad é an teachtracht atá agat do gíní a gceisteach inniu faoi Near FM agus an Féile CRAOL agus just radio pobl go generalta?
Well, déirhin an slí siimplí a déitin a rá an spruch a bhí a gom a bheith mar bháil le stáisiún Near agus a lehéid ná tá an na man Cumarsáide agus tá róvéid tá róvéid Béim agus an láthair
na man Cumarsáide
náisiúnta níl siad náfsplach níl siad náfsplach ar chorbe agus tá isaghain faoi láthair ach tá sais glúiseacht ar fud an domhan in san látá nu ann agus an is atá nu ann réamh seo maidir le na man Cumarsáide an idirlíon agus tá ólas ag daoine faoi láthair faoi cadatá Harlúns ar fud an domhan agus le rudí politúil le cuasaí políteachta agus a lehéid ach tá is fóca anna bha é na stáisiún radio phobal le haig an duine an gná duine a bhfuil a míon na daoine a bhfuil na rudí seo a churas deach orthú. You know, it's on quite a small down.
Okay, Ciarán, be me cainte a rís gormíle an agus right.
Agus tusa fresh and that's the way I call it, Cara. Slán of all.
An is tá me cainte ón ó néil ó radio Fáilte ón consátív.
Go mai Darren gur maigad.
Cunnistá cuasaí slá tániu radio Fáilte rinne mé aglah radio látar Near FM's don teáin tionol galbhís a héide cunnistá cuasaí radio an lifa slá tániu.
Well, I mean, tá radio Fáilte gala dréis le rinchblinte tá muid ceilirí Jaim líana an odd mar staisiún Dlachach mas bíon leat le Jaim líana so tá muid ag bartú rinch amachtaí le ceilirí ana lena cushion. I mean, tá muid an go dé harfa dena déag an inis nuair swinintí gur hosaí muid le beidir birchnú trúr. Sin daoine tá gobar go lán nó go páir aimsir leis an staisiún sin tána griltarí Jonacha agus daoine eile bhíonna gobar. So tá an rud a gola méid, tá an status médaithe as aithrithe as ardaithe agus sílam héan go bhfuil caidian na gláir bisithe agus bhí sin na sonraí fuair muid trí animahan ins na gradam Cumarsáide an arachtaí sin léana, so sin an céadar doing a wachasáid ail. So sin gur léirú go bhfuil muid go sa tro ceart.
Agus constatá luúseach na Gaeilge sa túisgurt lá tániu. Bhí tú déanamh an Irish sinar léine nuach fés a car ach níl sé fós ar an bhód ach bhfuil?
Níl ach tá an urgin rudí eile an éis an tá nóson mar hapla ar aspal farseo gohus na daoine a bhhaí nós agus de réir. Tá urgin ardain an éis an ins na main géige níl mé burtha, I mean, bhí mé se Kangas who is doing a nook for Carneal, my Byrne, Aquilchian, a Hellu, Marta, Ruddy, Ella, on. Athlone, a cushion, good general, the town majesty, a dress, ta, Duhlanak, go my, oh, have negate against the two skirt. Ta, Ahri realty, John, no, because Beja go wrench area, make cook, Doctor, Nakwil, Co Bio, let's get a goes a V. Ari Edgehish, or as Ari Decal River Show, so chuff much get in, Duhlan type went the shin. Agus coddan aib fásta na go bhfuil na dhearing go bhfuil daoine compordach ach tá an teannas a bhíon an in san ama Jimmy idir na húdraí sé gahan level agus loch na géige tá sin mualaithe baganín so bearing a bheith fáil bailí le daoine cinneal engaged agus a bheith dúchlanach agus a bheith ag tridger son a ceart agus a bheith tuiscinach go gá níos mó dhéanú na scríomh no literally Ciarán a dhéanú gur gá dómh a bheith muir na sráideanna gur gá dómh a bheith gimmar teanna ar polúil gur gá dómh so tá dúchlann sin anna gcónaí go dé mar dhéanann tú an pobl a gcineal gotcha in sa glúiseacht. No go dtíreach tá bras as a bheith an seo aniu mar sílim go an ochchaid seo ag críal go bhfuil sínta táhaach go bhfuil fáile a bheith ever héanna grúlú le daoine tá deanú an grú céarna agus daoine maithe a forward a casú orm so cebir bí coupleú a bhí man seo lena cais sin go bhfuil fáile a bheith fáile amach níos mó fan caidian na chláirthaí a deach chclaachtaís fan dói a dhéanann tú rudaí agus bíon muid a gcónaí a fólam.
Je m'appelle Ciarán, je viens de France, de Ciel-Guillaume en Sarthe. Je fais de la radio depuis cette année, donc une radio associative qui s'appelle Fréquencier. Je trouve que c'est important de se réunir ici parce qu'on échange avec d'autres personnes dans le monde entier. Enfin, il y a des Autrichiens dans l'Europe. Et je pense que c'est bien de se réunir parce que ça permet d'échanger, de voir plusieurs points de vue différents, d'échanger notre culture. Et c'est intéressant de rencontrer d'autres gens qui ne parlent pas la même langue que nous mais qui pensent peut-être la même chose que nous.
Ok, merci.
Je pense que cette réunion des radios est intéressante parce que ça permet de découvrir différents points de vue de la radio, comme je savais pas que la radio théâtre ça existait, j'ai appris ça aujourd'hui, donc c'est intéressant. Et ça permet aussi à plusieurs cultures, je dirais, de se rencontrer et de voir comment les radios de différents pays font.
Merci.
De rien.
Ok. Hola, soy Soledad Galeana. Soy la coordinadora de la radio comunitaria Near FM en Dublín y estamos hoy celebrando el Día de las Radios Comunitarias. Se llama Féile, que es una fiesta de radios comunitarias donde todos los activistas de la comunicación en Irlanda nos reunimos para compartir nuestras experiencias, nuestro conocimiento, pero y también para hablar sobre los proyectos que estamos haciendo e intentar apoyarnos los unos a los otros. Este año, que es el 2016, coincide con el centenario del levantamiento de 1916 en Irlanda, y para nosotros será muy importante, para mi radio Near FM, celebrar esa reunión aquí en Dublín y también intentar en cierta forma incluir un poco el espíritu de la rebelión en las actividades que vamos a hacer hoy, porque realmente hace falta otra revolución quizás en los medios de comunicación. Okay, so what I was saying is that today is a very important day because it's the day that community radio activists in Ireland get together to share their experience, their knowledge, plan to do things together and support each other. And it was quite important for Near FM actually to be able to host that Féile this year in 2016 because it's the centenary of the Easter Rising of 1916. And we feel in some ways that we need another revolution, maybe in the media, to facilitate and to give voice to all the voiceless. Like in 1916, they tried to give visibility to the Irish people and their wish for independence from Britain.
Okay, so are you enjoying today?
I haven't had time to enjoy yet. I have been coordinating 2 workshops this morning, one on accessibility. It was very much to provide tools to community radios to evaluate how accessible they are at all levels, not only from the point of view of people coming into the radio station and producing programs, but also accessible at level of the decision making, etc., etc. And the second one was on media literacy. So we were presenting a toolbox we have developed with other European partners, and it provides a platform for sharing different activities that can be included in the training that we do with new volunteers, so they can understand what community radio is, but also why there is a need of community radio, and it's maybe to tell these stories in a different way from a different perspective.
Who are the young French people that are here, do you know?
Yeah, in a parallel event to the Féile, but together with it at the same time, we have 45 participants coming from 9 different European countries. So we have participants from, and I won't remember them all, sorry, Slovenia, Austria, Spain, France, Britain, Sweden, and a few others that probably I'm forgetting. And they are coming to disseminate and to talk about a project they have been doing. And it's a project that looks into the identification of the skills of volunteers working in the radio stations, and also looking at maybe the future provide some kind of European level certification for those skills. So it will facilitate the mobility and the employability of volunteers in community radios. So we are going to have now in this afternoon, there is a seminar. And we have someone from Liargas, which is the national agency in Ireland that provides funding for European projects. And they are going to be talking about the possibilities of funding for community organizations. And later on, we have some presentation of this project, which is called Euroval. And then Near FM is going to present 2 tools. One is, again, this toolbox for media literacy, and also a tool for trainers and for general training, but with a focus on providing training for 3 specific groups, which are migrant women, vision impaired and blind people, and people with learning difficulties.
Okay, Sally, finally, what's your message to our listeners now, including that if anyone, say Simon Coveney, the Minister of Communications, listen, what's your message to just people listening in general about the Féile today and about community radio, the community media in general?
Okay, community radio is quite difficult to understand for politicians because we are a mix of a community organization and a media organization. But if I have to give a message, is that really in a time when the citizens are actually reclaiming their voices again, and we have seen that through, for example, the water protest, etc., and also the centenary of 1916, I think it's important for this government to reconsider a little bit their policy toward communities, organizations. I think the funding should be restored and increased for community organizations in general. And for community radio in particular, early this March, a report was published, a European report that was looking into pluralism and diversity in media. And it presented that Ireland is on a high risk, pluralism and diversity in Ireland is at high risk because of media concentration. Obviously, the report only look at who owns media, but I think there is other aspects to pluralism and diversity, which is different perspectives and points of view on the content and different voices to be heard on media. I think as such, community media is really an expression, it's the expression of pluralism and diversity. And we have heard from the European Commission a call to national governments to fund and support media outlets that provide diversity and pluralism. So really, this is not, we don't want to beg anymore. We have a right to that funding and that support, and I think it's time that the government will give us that.